Can you pass the maple syrup, please? You know what? I think I have something. Yes.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
He thinks he's a Christmas elf.
Oh, come on, Walter. I'm sure he doesn't actually think he's an elf.
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
Welcome to Eulogy, the holiday obituary produced exclusively by people on Santa's naughty list.
There's no easy way to say this. You are on the naughty list.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
You're listening to one of the most familiar voices in Hollywood, and possibly even the holiday season.
Driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick.
I'd imagine most people listening are picturing Carl Fredricksen from the classic Pixar film Up. Actor Ed Asner brought the old man in the flying house to life, and while Mr. Fredricksen is probably his most well-known character, there is a generation of people who knew him as news director Lou Grant from The Mary Tyler Moore Show. The show premiered in 1970 and was a huge hit. Ed Asner worked alongside great performers like Ted Knight, Mary Tyler Moore, and of course, the iconic Betty White.
Lou, you know what that is?
Mistletoe.
Actually, it's asparagus fern, but what the hell? You left it to me, 11 pipers piping.
There's a wonderful scene in season 5 where the entire cast sings a classic Christmas carol.
7 swans a swimming.
6 geese a laying.
5 golden rings.
4 calling birds.
Listen, Sue and I have something to say.
I know. 3 French hens.
Even after the Mary Tyler Moore Show ended, Ed Asner continued to get work on television. He even appeared in a few holiday specials. While Ed Asner was raised in an Orthodox Jewish family, it didn't stop him from appearing in several Christmas programs. In 1977's The Gathering, Asner portrays a dying executive trying to celebrate one last Christmas with his estranged wife and children. Interestingly enough, this film was produced by Joseph Hanna of Hanna-Barbera fame and premiered on the ABC network.
Who wants white meat and who wants dark meat?
Then, in the 80s, Ed Asner made a guest appearance on Highway to Heaven, portraying an angel trying to bring a little happiness into the lives of the marginalized. After that, he played 2-time felon Horace McNichol, who was able to escape prison dressed as Santa Claus in the Disney Sunday night movie, The Christmas Star.
Neighbors in need teach a counterfeit Santa the miracle of Christmas.
It is Santa Claus.
This is the last guy to be Santa.
I'm not who you think I am.
I believe in you, Santa.
Up there is a very special star.
It's a magical new holiday tradition, the Christmas Star with Ed Asner.
During the 90s, a number of studios realized that Ed Asner's voice would be outstanding for animation. I'm sure a lot of Spider-Man fans remember him as the voice of J. Jonah Jameson.
Must be rough around the holidays.
If you let me go, I can fund your research, set up a lab.
He also worked on Batman, the animated series, Freakazoid.
Slow down, kid. Your tummy's gonna get all irpy.
He was Hudson on Disney's Gargoyles, but for my money, his most iconic performance was likely Granny Goodness on Superman, the animated series.
That mouthy little pipsqueak was very rude to Granny, and he's going to be taught a lesson.
A little holiday advice? Always stay off Granny's naughty list. He also voiced Santa Claus on 2 separate projects during the 90s. He reunited with Betty White for Toby Bluth's The Story of Santa Claus, which premiered on CBS in 1996.
Ed Asner is Santa Claus. Fantastic.
Then 3 years later, Asner would voice Santa once again, this time in Olive, the Other Reindeer.
Ho, 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 people, we're flying!
Yeah.
Tell the media.
Okay.
Load up the sleigh. Come on, help Olive here get hitched up.
'Twas the night before Christmas in a house full of ghosts. Mulder, Scully, and their special guest hosts. Ed Asner and Lily Tomlin would show them the way. But the doors are all locked, and they're here to stay.
Okay, how many of our viewers remember that Ed Asner teamed up with Lily Tomlin for a special holiday episode of The X-Files?
Christmas comes but once a year.
You're right.
The actors portray two mischievous spirits working to pit Agent Mulder and Agent Scully against one another on Christmas Eve. I've read that originally the director wanted Bob Newhart to play the part of Maurice the Ghost, but when the actor declined, Ed Asner was brought in instead.
I was hoping I was going to haunt my ex-wife.
Season's greetings, everyone. I am Tampa J, and I am here to bid farewell to the Dean of Deadpan Delivery, the King of Dry Humor, Mr. Bob Newhart. Now, this time of year, when you think of Bob Newhart, you might think of his portrayal of Papa Elf.
Not too fast, Bucky.
But if we go back to the 1960s, Bob Newhart was famous for his solo straight man acts. He was a one-man comedy show. Most of the time, he would pick up a telephone and he would have telephone calls. He would be the person on the phone, and he would act and talk and do a whole bit.
Harry, you want to pick up your extension? It's Snotty Wall again.
This would lead to him getting his own television show, of course, the Bob Newhart Show, which is what brought Bob to fame and put his name in every household in America. And it was during Christmas time. Bob would always be up to some kind of big thing with his co-star Emily. There would be some sort of a Christmas hijinks going on, and Bob would have to figure it out.
Sure wish we'd have taken the train.
Now, for you Disney fans out there, you might remember Bob being a voice actor with co-star Ava Gabor in a Disney production and animation. We'll play a little game here. Comment below if you know which one that is. When he passed away this past year, I was just so devastated. Just an American sweetheart.
I'll always be here for you.
Mr. Bob Newhart, we will miss you. And I am so honored that I got to talk about him right here in this production.
Now,
thank you, Bob.
Go.
During the early 2000s, Ed Asner was still getting cast as Santa. In 2001, he reunited with Mary Tyler Moore for a special holiday episode of The Ellen Show.
But you're going to the top of my naughty list.
Mr. Claus!
Then in 2003, he was cast in the holiday classic, Elf.
I can't do anything right.
Buddy, you're more of an elf than anyone I ever met.
This film was outstanding, and I love how the North Pole looks like it was right out of a Rankin Bass film, right down to the stop-motion snowman.
Now, don't pay attention to Leon. He's never been anywhere. He doesn't have any feet.
Huge shout out to artist Amanda Vassell for all those animated sequences. I absolutely love the moment where Buddy meets Mr. Norwal.
Bye, Buddy. Hope you find your dad.
I just said we couldn't give them his gift.
Ed Asner continued to play Santa Claus a few more times over the years. For example, how many people remember when Santa made an appearance on the regular show?
I was stunned for a while, but luckily my body was unscathed.
Santa's got a six-pack.
He also portrayed Papa Noel in the Lifetime original movie Christmas on the Bayou. Then in 2013, Asner reprised his role as Santa Claus one more time in Elf, Buddy's musical Christmas. In fact, I believe he was the only original cast member to return for the stop-motion musical retelling of Buddy's adventures in the Big Apple.
Right here, the Empire State Building.
Hello, Dad! Dad!
This is just a snow globe, buddy.
On August 29th, 2021, Ed Asner died of natural causes in his Los Angeles home. The actor was 91 years old. He is survived by his two daughters, Liza and Katie, two sons, Charles and Matthew, and 10 grandchildren. Today, he is remembered as one of the hardest working men in Hollywood and may have played Saint Nick more times than any other performer on film. Next time you sit down to watch Elf, be sure to remember the incredible Ed Asner and his contributions to the holiday season. But now that our video has come to a close, please leave us a like so our Christmas tree glows. Subscribe is a button you should also click to be on the good side of Jolly St. Nick. May your seasons be festive, merry and bright. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Now, before you go, let's all thank our good friend Tampa J for his holiday snowbituary for Bob Newhart. Please head over to his YouTube channel and wish him a happy holiday.